Wait a minute, I got the impression you like snakes.
We do, we just...
We know a couple, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, right, I'm sure you do. Have you met them in the music business, is that it?
We have. We do live in Los Angeles, so snakes are everywhere.
There's
It's
full
all
of them.
sort of reptilians assuming human form.
All right, okay, fair enough. Now,
Hey, I'm Miley Cyrus, and I'll be the musical guest and host this week on SNL.
Miley, that VMA's performance, how could you?
I know, how could I?
Miley, do you mind me asking why you're always sticking out your tongue?
It's how I smell.
That's how you smell like a snake.
Yeah. Are you wearing women's deodorant?
No! Yes.
Let's try this again.
Satanists can be found in all political parties, in all organizations, agencies, institutes, classes, and professions. Today's political left, however, has basically been completely hollowed out by satanic forces and is being used as a vessel. The left, unlike the right, is a more useful tool for the implementation of satanic agendas because it is basically progressive and seeks social change. The conservative right, on the other hand, is concerned with preserving culture and tradition, which makes it more difficult to bring about radical change through conservative organizations. Satanism, satanic characteristics and agendas are expressed in thousands of mostly but not exclusively left-wing and liberal media organizations and personalities, and one of the most distinctive characteristics of Satanists is the "know you" projection, and this is used extensively by the media and politicians. The satanic spirit that animates them makes them do it. That the left can't create memes is a known fact. They can't because they lack the divine spark. Therefore, they have no creativity and no originality. The devil is never a maker. He is a counterfeit who only copies what already exists and then distorts it. The viewpoints of Satanists or the radical left are not based on reality. They are mazes constructed with completely artificial perceptions based on abstract information. Therefore, their deception only works in complexity theory and phony expertism. They rely heavily on a comprehensively constructed denial of reality. This does not suit simple, easy-to-convey messages or memes as their views are made up of multiple layers of manipulatively contrived contexts. Since each layer depends on the others, they only function as a whole and implode when they are disentangled and examined individually. The house of cards collapses, so to speak. The left cannot create memes because memes run counter to the nature and method of the left's communication. It is an inversion of reality, a turning of things upside down. This habit can be interpreted psychologically, but at its core, it is satanic. It is a matter of rebellion against order. It is about rejecting and opposing the natural order. And thousands of individuals, mostly of the political left, but also of the Reno conservatives, Republican in name only, practice it every day. Satanism does not only take place hidden in basements and castles. It is practiced every day in newspapers, broadcasts, films, series, and on YouTube news channels.
One of the main ways that they're trying to beat back this momentum and excitement of the Kamala Harris campaign is by projection. Donald Trump and Republicans have all adopted this art form of blaming the other side for the thing that they themselves are guilty.
But Trump really is, I use the word pathological. He lies. When you see him on television, not everything, but a lot of lies, okay? And I think we can't have that. Here's the facts. He lies all the time.
Looks like a bug was in his brain, sir.
brains out.
The war effort needs your effort. At work, at home, in your community.
And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird?
And for Donald Trump, I'm not weird, it just cements the fact that he is the weird one.
These guys are just weird. They come across weird. But we're not afraid of weird people.
I mean, he's not weird. I'm not weird. We're not weird. He's weird. They're the weird ones. Weird, 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 weird.
Hey, I got this flashlight with me. I'll shine it across the gap between the buildings and you can walk across the beam and join me.
Every day in that courtroom, we got up on the stand and we told the truth. Everybody that took the stand told the truth except for one. The one who proclaims that that's what he does. But while the truth was being said in the courtroom, he was standing right here lying.
Alex Jones, should you be able to Alex Jones.
It's Rubio.
You know, misinformation from abroad. But they don't become agents of authoritarian regimes abroad to crack down on
Facebook.
That's why you didn't get elected.
Do they need to be regulated like what? Do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio the snake. Little frat boy here.
All right, yeah, man, I gotta go to the committee.
Exactly.
You guys can talk to this clown.
Oh, yeah. Look at this little frat boy. So cool.
You guys can talk to this clown.
We still don't know for sure whether Donald Trump was hit by a bullet, whether he was hit by glass fragments, whether he was hit by shrapnel. We don't have those details. We actually have no details.
The Trump following is in many ways fundamentally a cult. It's a cult in every sense, and now it appears to be a sort of Jim Jones era cult.
A death cult.
A death cult. And
that's ultimately where it ends.
Hey, you want to see crazy? I'll tell you.
I've got some children I need to make into corpses.
Yeah, you were I remember you weren't of this world to me. You were like I just had never seen anybody that looks like you or
I think I
talks
look
like
incredibly
you.
Average.
Well, now you're Stephen Colbert. You're the king of late night now. But at the time you were just this very, very weird looking dude who, and you had this. You're like, hi, like you were a.
I was socialized.
No,
is what you mean. You
you were like a alien who studied human behavior and got close but didn't quite get there.
You're describing a sociopath.
No.
Like I could murder you
I
and
think
my heart
you're
rate
the
wouldn't
next.
go up. Like I could murder you
I
and my
think
heart
you're
rate
the
wouldn't
next.
go up. A death cult.
a death cult. And
that's ultimately where it ends. Yeah.
And you looked like no people. Until that moment, I thought he was an alien who had come.
These satanic snakes are extremely evil and completely insane. They deliberately use projection to accuse others of what they themselves are, do and say in order to confuse, divide, and divert suspicion against themselves. This is the method in madness. But this method of manipulation only means that they have conscious control over a very small part of their madness. They have just enough self-control to maintain a facade, to wear a mask to maintain a semblance of normalcy in public, but underneath and in private they appear, think and behave no differently than violent, deranged, screeching lunatics in straitjackets. That is their true inner life. They are extremely evil, extremely deceitful, extremely manipulative, and completely satanically insane, and they all have Trump derangement syndrome, which is essentially a psychological expression of the satanic spirit. An uncontrollable revulsion they hold against a perceived threat to their infernal interests. Psychological projection, when employed by malevolent, manipulative, narcissistic, and psychopathic predators, becomes a calculated weapon rather than an unconscious defense mechanism. They intentionally attribute their own malevolent thoughts, behaviors, and nature to others to deflect attention from their own malevolent actions and nature, and manipulate the narrative to maintain their deceptive and self-serving image. It is a deliberate distortion of reality designed to confuse, divide, and destabilize. The confusion thus created makes it difficult for others to recognize their true nature and intentions and to see through their manipulations. While their opponents become preoccupied with defending themselves against the characteristics projected onto them and the resulting suspicions and restoring their reputation, they often accuse others of dishonesty or treason in order to preemptively ward off suspicion and accusation against themselves.
Hey, you want to see crazy? I'll tell you.
You sure? Are you sure? These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with.